This week in 3D Archery, it's week 4 of Shoot Your Way Across the Bayou. And the theme for this week is that old song, Ch-ch-ch-changes. Hey everybody, welcome to 3D Archery, Greg here. Alright, week 4 of Shoot Your Way Across the Bayou. My attempt, some indoor archery, more like a learning progression. I'm trying to find out what works and what doesn't, things like that. Quick recap, I had it all set up, had the bow, I actually tuned arrows to it. It was set up for 3D, but I thought I'd try it indoors. Shot okay, shot at 234. So week 2, in practice, my bow broke. De-land by the fades. So forced to switch to a different bow, arrows not tuned. Did okay, shot at 223. Alright, but I found some things. And I realized I had some form issues. And then in week 3, I was down at Cajun Archers and I seen this young girl shoot. And as soon as I seen her shoot, I knew what I was doing wrong. So this past week has been working on those. And while working on them, I decided I was going to make some changes. Not only to my shooting, but to how I film these videos. Normally, I shoot the event, and then I film everything. I'm going to change that up. I'm going to film as I go. Because I've found before, when I'm doing these setups, I actually know the results. But now, I don't know. So, just be a little more honest with everybody. Alright, so from now on, different way to film. Now, I'm also doing other changes. My bow. I'm going to keep the bow, the Coyote Hunter. I'm pretty happy with it. That and I don't have a whole lot of choices left. Made some changes to it. First thing I did was increase the brace height from 8 to about 8.5 inches. And the reason I did that is because I removed the string silencers. When I removed those, because I figured just a little less resistance, maybe a little more speed. And when I took them off, man, that thing was making that hollow thong, thong, thong. So pull my brace height back, brought the sound in a little bit. I know I'm not going to get rid of it, the sound that is, but I got it to an acceptable level. So that's what I did for my bow. The other one is my arrows. I was shooting my Cross-X Hurricane Octagons, 900 spine, 300 grain, with 125 up front. And they're flying good. But once I realized I had some issues with my form, major issues, it doesn't matter what I'm shooting for arrows. These issues are stopping me from moving forward. So one of the ways I thought about dealing with it was, hey, how about a heavier arrow in weight, a thicker arrow? Because they'll give me a couple points for the line cutters, and the heavier weight, more inertia, more resistance to my flaws in my form. Alright, so what I went from was my Cross-X, I went back to my Go-Tip traditional XTs. They're hunting arrows, but you know what? They fly fine for me. These are 600 spine. So I went from a 900 to a 600. That's what I had on hand. I think it's going to be too stiff, but we'll find out. It is 438 grain total points, so it's almost double the weight of my Cross-X's, and that's what I'm hoping for. It's a lot thicker. It is shorter in length, from 32 to 30 inches, and I'm running a 145 grain point. Now, I did not tune these to the bow. I've not shot a bear shaft out of them. I just, you know what, I was like, let me try it. I had these set up for my other bows, and I have it set up for bows in the 40 to 45 pound range. So we're going to see how it goes. My whole hope is that the arrow with the increased weight is going to be less influenced by my horrible form. Alright? And then finally, after watching that young girl, I knew my grip was wrong. And that day when I was practicing, came back on Sunday, I did some practice where I was doing this. I found that with my nice finger sling, I wasn't gripping the bow, I was hooking the finger sling, man. I was cranking down on that baby. So I went away from the made ones, and I'm doing like a lot of people. I bought a set of shoestrings, and I'm doing that. Now, side note on that, I do not learn well by reading or watching. It's just so tough for me. I watched a video on how to do this. It took me 10 minutes to figure it out. I have to learn by doing. It's the only way I can learn. I have to do it. I have to feel it. I take whatever they tell me and I translate it into my own language in my head. And once I figured out it's easy. But it's just how I am. That's my life. All right, so I actually got in. Shot on Saturday. Got in one practice on Sunday to see how these arrows went. And shoot outside. It's all I have. I don't have anywhere to shoot indoors. So I set my bow up, shot it, made a couple adjustments, went from my anchor here up to here. Now my tab's on my cheek. And I set the bow up so it's at 9 o'clock on the yellow. It's still going. I knew they're going to be stiff, but they kept going to the right, which for me means a stiff arrow. And it's just what it is. I'm not going to put on 175 and 200 grain point just to bring it over. I mean, I might end up doing that, but I'm not doing it today. So one of the things I did when I found that is I took the side plate off my bow, so there's nothing on it, hoping to bring it over a little bit. Shot okay. I was very happy with how I shot. Now I wasn't shooting for score. I was shooting to work on those two things that I learned last week. Bow grip, shoulder alignment. And that's what I was working on. And when I did it, I shot well. When I didn't, not so well. So that's how that goes. This week, we're back at Gotham Archery in Central Louisiana. And it should be fun. It's going to be a challenge. Because again, untuned bow, untuned arrows, and low light conditions. We're going to see how it goes. Alright? So, kick back and enjoy. Me, never shooting the same rig twice, but expecting to do better every time. Isn't that the definition of insanity?
All right, let's start. Archers in a line. Clear shoot.
Not the best, huh? I think I might have put one in the blue, though. adjustment, but I got them in mind, so hopefully we'll do better. My first 2 shots on each end in the exact same place. On each side, a 7 and an 8, same hole.
Why don't you just go down the middle then?
That's what I'm trying to do. Now I'm going to start thinking about it and stressing out about it.
Good. Archers in line. Clear to shoot.
Damn force field around it. Red, red, blue, red, red, blue, red, red. A little frustrated, red, red, blue. To the right. My aim point's different than what I set up for. See if I can make an adjustment, pull through. I'm going to be at a 200, 210 right now. Alright, round 4, let's see what we do.
All right, archers to the line. Clear. Clear to shoot.
One to the right was a forced release. I said now, and I shot it. The other 2 I didn't. Right.
Clear to shoot.
What's the research? Fresh it, go back. Makes sense? Okay, that's in case you're
down, realizing what I'm doing wrong. A little late, but hey, better than never. Not my best, but I brought it on in the end. I figured it out. Wish I figured it out earlier, but I didn't. How it goes. Everybody, there you have it. Let me tell you, I was frustrated, down, just, I don't know. First 4 ends were horrible. It all started with the target, right? I told you how I set it up. 9 o'clock in the yellow. Went out there, shot them, and they were up in the blue. I'm like, mother puss bucket. So I tried to calm down. Made sure I did it, and I shot up some fantastically tight groups, all in the blue. I was like, oh man. So I had to switch, and I kept dropping and dropping and dropping, and my arrows ended up being down. If it hit the blue and I want to be in the yellow, it's in the blue to the black down below. I was just, it was horrible, and it really made it rough for me, and I'll show you why. This is the target. I set my bow right there. I knew if I was there, I'd hit here. Well, I put it there, I was sitting all the way up here. I was like, come on, man. So now, it needs to be down here. Right? What I was doing in the first 4 was here. And look where all my arrows were, was over here. I had a real hard time, because remember, it's here. It's not up here. Look at that. It's here. It took me a while to realize that. But once I realized it, they went from hitting here and here to hitting in here. So that was the hard part at the beginning. Took me a few ones to figure it out. But once I figured it out, I picked it up. So once I got over the whole sight thing, I mean, I had to tell myself, you know, I seen my score where I was at the halfway, and I'm like, dude, this could be ugly. And I go, so I got a choice. I can either pity myself or go out and go to work. And I decided to go out and go to work. So I ended up with 230, tickled pink with it. Look, I was headed for 200. 210 if I was lucky. So, done. Good thing, no ends under 20. I like that. That's the second or third time it's happened, which is good to see. So how did I do? Well, I had 1 X, and let me tell you, it felt really good. And it was a good confidence builder because I knew I did everything right. No 10s. I had 6 9s, 10 8s, 9 7s, 3 6s, and 1 5. The 5 was just all stupid, so was the 6s. And there was multiple issues of the things I'm working on. But I think I got 1 down so I can work on the other. So my grip was fine. I did catch myself from time to time squeezing too much, but I was able to calm it down. I'm learning how it feels. I did find, for whatever reason, my hand likes to be canted in a little too much. I'm going to have to keep it over, because when I seen the bow kick back, it kicked back at an angle. So something I got to be mindful of. And then my shoulders. I get sometimes, especially on my 6s and 5s, I had my shoulders in line, but I didn't have my back engaged. So I drew like this, and then I stopped. I didn't complete the draw. So I got to do that. And I'm telling you, when I did the 10, the hand was perfect. I felt pressure in the front hand. I felt the line up here, the shoulder here, and it was just relaxed. I was in line. I just knew it was going to be a good shot, and then boom. And I'm finding, if I get this alignment and shoulder and all that stuff, my hand naturally goes back. I keep it by my face more instead of the out and thing. And that's why sometimes I'm just doing that. I'm just like trying to tell myself, throw my hand in my ear. So not bad. Look, I think I got the grip thing figured out. It's just going to take practice. Shoulder thing, I got a good idea on it. Got to get the feeling down. But I definitely think I can shoot better than a 230. I can probably hit a good 240. I should be able to get that as my average. I got a few more events to go. Next week we're at Bayou. I know they have great lighting there, so I'm hopeful of that. So here's my plan for next week. I'm going to try to go down and practice at Bayou either tomorrow and Sunday or Friday and see how it works. I'm going to play with the setup of my bow. I'm going to do it all inside instead of outside, and we're going to see how it goes. All right, making good progress. Look, this could have been a disaster, but I pulled it out, tightened it up, and worked it out. I'm happy. All right, so that's where we're at. Here's the website right here, everybody, 3darchery.net, where you can find clubs, courses, competitions, festivals, and so much more, all at 3darchery.net. All right, everybody, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. And I'll see you next time with an all-new episode, 3D Archery.